So in relation to that comment, I would just ask, what's the resolution number? What's the date? What's the context that goes with that really direct assertion? Because here's what I've got. Back in 2005, as a city councilor, we did take up the issue of the Housing Investment Fund. It's resolution 05269, was passed on April 25th, 2005. And what it did was it took funds out of the Community Trust Fund, a fund that up until that time had only been used for street repairs. It was a product of our relationship with the Duluth Casino downtown. It established a new housing investment fund, and it funded that at $600,000 a year for 5 years, so a total of $3 million. Now, this was very controversial at the time. I remember it well, right? It would be taking money away from streets, something that's always an issue in Duluth. It's an issue again this year, and putting it over in a new fund to help deal with affordable housing issues. Now, it needed a 7/9 vote to pass, a super majority, not a simple majority, because of the trust fund status. And here are the councilors who voted in favor of it on April 25th, 2005. Councilors Atkins, Gilbert, Johnson, Stewart, Stover, and then Council President Don Ness, and Councilor Reiner. I was supportive. I've historically been supportive of affordable housing issues. On the council, I was a go-to person because I had a knowledge and an understanding of housing and a belief in affordable housing. As a legislator, I was a go-to legislator on affordable housing issues, was somebody who was known to come to and work with and carry those issues forward. And I am a believer in housing across all income levels. We've talked about that consistently through this campaign. So as we look at things like this, I would just encourage us, show your work, cite the record, do more than just make an assertion. Tell us where we can go look and get that information and draw those conclusions ourselves. When we do those one-offs, or we cite a percentage instead of the actual facts, or we don't connect back to the actual record, it's not helpful for the community conversation we're having. Now, to be clear, I'm aware, 5 years on the city council, nearly a decade at the Capitol, hundreds, if not thousands of votes. And somewhere in there is something everyone's not gonna like, even those of you who are supporting us. And I'm happy to have those conversations, and I'll do my best to go back in time and remember the context of what we were dealing with and explain what my thinking and my position was. Duluth, I love what we're doing. I love how we're doing it. And I have never been more optimistic about the energy and momentum around our campaign and what we're going to get done in November. You have all said it's time for something different, and this is part of what different looks like. I love you, Duluth. I am so excited to see you around town.